the wait is over. We're back with more Spider, and hopefully that the extra week that the studio had to put things together after some of the issues that you may or may not know about, depends on how much you actually read up on it. Hopefully it turns out that this final will actually be something to talk about. There have been a few things in the series so far that are to be complained about, but I'm having fun. And really, why stop all that spidery goodness now? And so, I hope you enjoy the finale. Kumo desu ga? Nani ka? I had actually forgotten that the spider was in mortal peril with that abyss magic. Immortality won't save you when your soul is removed. And yep, it definitely looks like she didn't have protection against it. Seems like she had some backup prepared. So on death, just respawn as one of your children. Unless the entire egg nest is destroyed. Ha ha ha! So, the day has come. After everything, she's finally achieved what was set out at the beginning. An arachne. So she's got the body that she had... The pieces fall together. So, by the colour of the hair alone, can you work it out yourself? No wonder they were slightly abated whenever we saw them. Personally, I thought it was one of the administrators, like the guy in armour, but this makes sense. And that makes sense now. The whole... on the student roster. Oh, I'm sorry, they have perished. And we haven't seen much of Shun's little sister after her spree at being brainwashed. Poor nameless soldiers. It's going to take more than that to get through. What kind of tanks did you see? Just hit them hard enough. Looks like they're having fun. Smooth animation there, but I'm not sure it needed to be 3D. Okay, I understand that it was meant to be some, like, river of blood, but Now, she's... What is going on to their faces there? Ah. You do not want to be caught up in that. That was a look. He was the one that attacked first. He was the one that attacked first. While they were already being under fire by those tanks and the elves. What are they supposed to do? Not defend themselves? Yeah, you can see just how powerful they are now. He's not trying to attack to hurt him, and that was the downfall. Oh, she ran quickly. What did she actually hope to achieve? I always find it funny when they do that. It should be a tragic moment, but... Proficiency has been Oh. Oh. Now, the spider has had Taboo 10 for a while, but can Shun's mind handle... This is something the human mind is not meant to comprehend. Too much. You could see the moment that went through there. This might be above healing magic. Who's coming up from behind there? Ah, Hugo. Good attempt, don't shout out next time. But also, trying to sneak up in heavy clanking armour. Huh? Hello. It speaks. Did she just save Hugo there? I actually quite like that design. When it comes to monster designs, I do like it to be a bit more bestial. So proper still actually a spider. Although, yeah, that perception would be kind of hard to get your head round. Change the colours and it could be a Dark Souls boss. Everyone's favourite. Yeah. Adios. I mean, she didn't get the generosity of having a meal laid out for her. So those spiders are lucky. And they've already infiltrated. Yep. Time to get your big butt down there. hmm With it up in flames. hmm Timing wasn't the greatest. We know the fate of Sophia, but well, and Butler, but everyone else. As the lord of the place. And the fact that she understands exactly what is going on in this instant. Wow, that did not have much time there between leaving and windows breaking. Yet, things are looking dire. The fact he is still standing. Rise. He is now kin. Quite a fast transformation, actually. Sure, vampire bad, but immediate regeneration like that? That was cool. Some of the faces that they're pulling in this episode is actually pretty good. Yay, don't want to let him grow. Optimus. Lying to his daughter. You can see exactly why they have a bit of history with the elves. A true servant. And he is a man of his word. Hello. That's one way to introduce yourself into the scene. And the music that accompanied the arrival. Oh! Well, they're good at Twister. Dig it in there. And he was preparing for the worst there, even though the spider was his saviour just now. And she can actually respond. Wisdom has taken a break. just run, maybe. Okay. Just erasing magic. Quite useful. And skills. Okay. So what can you do in this instance? Yeah, bye. Yeah, you haven't had time to get used to it yet. Moving around is not quite as the same as the previous body. Hmm. So some things remain, some don't. The fact that you're working this out while on the move, avoiding everything as well. I'm not sure that is something that the normal person's going to be able to keep up with, seeing them flit around the scene. 8 out of 10. Yeah, Terminator? Okay, that explains a lot, especially with the robots. Through the knowledge of taboo. His voice modulator might have taken a bit of damage. Yeah, you don't want to get shot. Oh, the head came off. Good thing it's only temporary damage. Should have aimed for the head. Equivalent. Kind of equivalent exchange, because he wasn't really affected by it. Yeah, you are backed into a corner. Once again, jumped into a fight where you thought you had the advantage. Not quite as graceful. Another leg down. Yeah, you still got your eyes. Oh. Ah, okay. So you got one trick up your sleeve. But now that he's learned it, this is an interesting fight here. But also, Pottermos isn't the easiest to take down, is he? Simply removing his head isn't a means of doing it. Greetings, Demon Lord. Keeping her usual demeanour. Probably about 65% her, yeah. And with a single stamp of her foot. Yeah. You're gonna have to upgrade and try again. And for our spider to have such trouble with with him. I mean, she's also got eyes down there, yeah. But don't tell her. Yep, so if you kill me, you'll be killing part of yourself. That is one way to de-escalate the situation. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is not a war that you started. And she's a potential disadvantage, so take the wins what you can. And you got Sophia out of there. Our view of the elves and what they stand for in the world has definitely shifted. How many copies does he have? So you can be even better together. She's building a team. Does it really matter? You don't really have anywhere else to go at the minute, but you're just changing lords. One was a lord of the manor and now the demon lord. You did work it out before? Is this because of the kin control that she can now talk to him? It saved his life and hers, so. That's not really a concern. The start of bigger things. A lot of assumptions that were made in previous episodes are both correct and horribly wrong at the same time. So, yeah, it's gone a little bit further than just surviving for your next meal. You're now on the road to planet saving. But we definitely see these. Who are those? These guys in a different light. Was there not being antagonistic? Now, we all knew that by the end of this there'd be an arachne form of some sort, and the fact that it was basically just an albino version of Quelaag, I don't have much to complain about. And the fact that due to body brain, she is technically, kind of, slightly the Demon Lord, which we were led to believe earlier. As well as being this pseudo-immortal Spider Lady follower, which coincidentally had her old face. Instantly recognisable. And maybe the fact that one that, according to the roster, is no longer of this world, but still walking in front of you. The teacher will now think a little bit. And also, possibly, despite being the most monstrous out of all of them, apart from maybe the dragon, she might actually be able to explain the situation and hold some discourse. And during the fight with Potamus, I would have liked if they pulled the camera back a bit so you could see a bit more of her new form darting about, but they did well. There were a few really good frames in this as well. I'm not sure which to choose. But a nice story, let down slightly by probably slightly rushed production and not very good communication between studios, but they definitely pulled it out for this one. I'm glad we had that week off. And also, now that I finished it, it's time to delve back into the novel. See what they changed, what they kept the same, little things they might have left out. And see if they matched the image I had in my head for some of the characters. And if you enjoyed this episode, which you probably should have because there's quite a lot of action, quite a lot of exposition, story moving along, story finalising, some story, as well as a little bit of plot. And from a light novel that I wouldn't have ever thought would have been able to receive an anime adaptation, it did it quite well. If you agree with me, let me know down below. And if her newly acquired body has woken up some things about yourself that you didn't quite know before, maybe put it down below as well. I won't feel so strange then. I mean, moving on. As we should. There's more anime to watch, so take care of yourselves. I don't believe any of us can really lay eggs to hatch into should anything happen. So get some rest. See you in the next one. If you want to become part of my next step of the channel's evolution, consider joining on to my Patreon, because with the help of Sal, Raywin, Electrican, Arthea, Noku, Shiwan, Mecha, Jennifer Rojas, Stinsfire, Big Boy, Match, Rasmus Poulsen, Gurley, Denmark 1997, ASD, Duck Show 7899 and everyone else, we can always hatch anew and come back stronger, and I'll be waiting should you decide to join the Chittering Horde.